Ever since human beings started walking the planet, we've been predicting on how we might get wiped out. Today we're bringing the destruction right into your very home, so sit back and relax as we talk about massive earthquakes, deadly viruses, and the end of human civilization as we know it.
We're going to be starting things off with the collapsing of the internet. Now, obviously, Nostradamus lived a very long time ago. He did not literally come out and say to everybody, like, the internet will crumble before thee in the year of our Lord of 2024. And everyone would just be staring at him blankly, like, what? What are you talking? What is the internet? What are you on about, Grandpa? You should not be allowed to live on your own. Back to the home. This obviously made more of a vague prediction that people have looked into, and some would say severely overanalyzed, but it's fun to talk about this stuff, so deal with it. As for why the internet could collapse in the very near future, tons of possibilities. We're watching the rise of AI right now, which a lot of people are seeing as a very real threat to humanity. So could AI actually become intelligent enough to take over the internet, then become sentient enough to realize just how harmful it could be to us and decide to just shut itself off? Who knows, right? It's possible. If that happened, we'd be pretty screwed. We've kind of grown to rely pretty heavily on the World Wide Web.
Next on the list, we have a rise of a deadly virus or disease. Ain't that a word that makes you want to puke? Ever since the whole 2020 pandemic, illnesses, diseases, they've been on the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And luckily, things didn't go as badly as some people were saying they could, but what if there's something far worse looming on the horizon? Yeah, what if? I always hate when people say stuff like that. Oh, well, it could be always something worse, you never know. We could all be screwed. It's like, alright, what am I supposed to do about it? I'm not a doctor. I'm just a whatever the heck I am doing right now. Anyway, just don't shoot the messenger, folks. I'm just saying that there are a lot of predictions of mass virus or disease that could wipe us out. And will it happen? I don't know, just wash your hands.
Let's discuss my preferred way to go out, that being with an alien invasion. This is another one of those predictions, or I'm kind of like, how have aliens been pulled out of this ancient dead man's predictions? Earthquakes, famine, disease, those are very biblical catastrophes. Aliens, a little more contemporary, but this dude was apparently a wizard, so he was seeing stuff he couldn't even fathom. That's how cool Nostradamus was. Nostradamus, more like Nostradam us. And by damn, I mean damn us, literally, because he had a lot of negative stuff to say, apparently. Was this dude ever positive about anything? Anyways, aliens, they've been in the news a lot lately. We got sightings happening all over the world. The US government is having big meetings about them. They're really causing a stir. So could 2024 be the year they finally make their big debut on Earth and then punch us all to death? It's possible, and yeah, I hope this is the way we all go out. I don't want to die getting hit by an asteroid, because then it's just like lights out instantly. You don't really get to do anything. I don't want to get sick from some gross illness, because that's gross. I want to die with an alien probe shoved into me with a futuristic rifle in my hand on a hill of dead alien body parts that I've severed in battle. That's a man's way to go out right there.
Alright, speaking of asteroids, we have the Asteroid Impact. Now, one of the Oracle of Doom's more ambiguous predictions for 2024 includes something he quite vaguely describes as a celestial wave of death from the heavens to smite the earth and all its inhabitants. Now, unless God himself decides to start zapping lightning, something more probable and grounded in reality which could explain this death from above scenario could be an asteroid smashing into Earth. Yeah, a big old rock from space hurling towards us and bam! Catastrophic impact. See, there's loads of these asteroids cruising near Earth, and despite all of our eyes pointed towards the skies, we simply can't spot them all. As a matter of fact, scientists can only detect a fraction of the rocks in space, because our current systems for spotting incoming objects rely on a bunch of factors lining up perfectly. Things like the direction the object is coming from compared to the sun, what the weather is like, and even what phase the moon is in. And guess what? Because of all these factors, the success rate for spotting these things isn't great, around 1%. And here's the kicker. It's even worse when it comes to spotting smaller objects. So basically, it's like trying to find a needle in a cosmic haystack, and most of the time we're just not that good at it. Imagine if one of these rocks decides to take a pit stop on our planet without sending so much as a postcard first. Bam! Catastrophe! Nostradamus might not have been a scientist, but his predictions about this kind of stuff are spooky when you really think about it. So yeah, keep an eye on the sky, because you never know when an uninvited cosmic rock might crash our party.
Alright, next up, we have a massive earthquake. How fun. Old Nostradamus made a prediction that later in 2024, a horrendous earthquake will hit Japan, in fact a cataclysmic earthquake. This will be said to prompt a massive tsunami that will of course cause even more widespread destruction. An even bigger earthquake is said to hit the United States, affecting the western area of the country. It will apparently be so powerful that it'll be felt in other parts of the world. So not great news, and I say news, again, these are very vague predictions, folks. Emphasis on the prediction part. So take it with a grain of salt. I think most of our American and Japanese audience is gonna live through the year just fine, depending, of course, on your age and other factors not related to earthquakes, of course.
Next up is cosmic death from above. Backtracking to my point from earlier, rocks in space isn't the only thing that could explain this celestial death from above.
As a matter of fact, one explanation that might fit better with Nostradamus's predictions is a cosmic ray, either a beam emitted from a distant supernova or a gamma ray burst.
The end of the world could come about as the result of a nearby star exploding or shooting a gamma ray burst our way.
Now, cosmic events like these aren't exactly uncommon, and a cosmic beam hitting our planet from such a distance would need to be a shot so precise that it would make the American sniper blush. So what's the big deal?
Well, in the extremely unlikely scenario where one of these rays does come down and hit us, it'll be like someone tearing off the Earth's sunscreen, that's our ozone layer, and exposing us to some serious cosmic rays.
So imagine our atmosphere gets zapped and radiation starts like pouring in. That's bad news for life as we know it.
The radiation could mess up ecosystems, fry electronics, and cause a mass extinction event.
So, while Nostradamus was kind of cryptic with his predictions, this one's a doozy if it happens. It'd be a cosmic disaster of nightmarish proportions.
Yeah, now heavenly lightning strikes doesn't sound so bad anymore, does it?
Alright, the next way we might all meet our doom in 2024 is from a supervolcanic eruption.
Now, volcanoes are scary for multiple reasons. First, there's the lava.
Even kids know how scary lava is. Do you ever play The Floor is Lava?
I mean, you play that game knowing that if you touch the floor, you're not just gonna lose the game. You gotta pretend that you're dead.
Yeah, if you play it right. So, we got lava, big volcano erupts, everyone around it gets engulfed in lava, and then they burn to death.
Great for them, but I know what you're thinking. How could a volcano destroy the entire planet? I mean, there's no volcano big enough to spew enough lava to destroy us all.
Like, where is this Ron Jeremy volcano you speak of?
Well, folks, it's not just the lava you gotta worry about, it's the ash.
Now, I know we've messed around a lot during this list so far, but volcanic ash has been known to cause exceptionally cold stretches, some lasting possibly hundreds and hundreds of years. Take the Little Ice Age, which occurred between the 14th and 19th centuries, where it was exceptionally cold throughout most of Europe.
This is believed to have been caused by a high number of volcanic eruptions that spewed out sun-blocking particles into the atmosphere.
It's a thing. Look it up.
Speaking of which, we have global freezing up next. Remember the premise of the movie Snowpiercer, where in order to combat global warming, the United Nations releases a chemical that actually triggers an ice age?
That's basically what this prediction was all about in a nutshell. Now, it wasn't spelled out like that so clearly. Again, he wasn't exactly like, hey folks, like get your mittens ready because it's gonna get chilly. But some folks have taken his writings and correlated it to real science, concluding if there's a big spike in this stuff called aerosol in the air, it could cool things down massively.
Allow me to explain. Aerosols are chemical compounds that can come from lots of places, like natural stuff like dust, sea spray, or even particles of volcanoes when they erupt. However, these occurrences, except for the volcanoes, aren't quite enough to induce climate change. However, human activities also produce aerosols.
Things like burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, industrial processes, and even some sprays that we use like hairspray or spray paint releases aerosols into the air. air.
And if those cooling particles hang around for a while and accumulate, it might just kickstart an ice age, turning the thermostat way down, but like for the entire planet.
So whether the next ice age comes as a result of aerosols or, God forbid, nuclear winter, don't pawn away your winter jackets and mittens just yet.
Next up, let's lighten the mood a little bit with something that could be good.
Not too good, because this is an end of the world list after all, so this could also be bad, but we'll explain.
Old Nostradamus predicted that the rise of medicine and technology will cause humans to live longer, possibly up to 150 or even 2 centuries old.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Think of all the stuff you could do in a lifetime if you could live that long, AJ.
Yeah, plus I don't want to die. I hate talking about the world ending. This list makes me quite unhappy.
As much as we don't want to do it, we gotta look at the dark side of this prediction.
You can probably guess where we're gonna go with this. More people living longer and longer could put a strain on, well, just about everything.
Not just natural resources, but jobs. Think of the jobs. There are already more people on the planet than there are jobs. What the hell are all these 165-year-old people gonna be doing? Lounging around, ordering mimosas, while all the hot young 80-year-olds like rush around, serving their every whim?
Or on the flip side, will all the young people be out of work while the high-paying, hard-to-get-to positions are hoarded by the old guard? Could spell disaster.
Nostradamus also predicted that a man-made superweapon would annihilate all the inhabitants of Earth, predicting the production of the thermonuclear bomb.
But as you've seen, only half that prediction has come true. What if 2024 is finally the year that the latter half of his prediction comes true, that being the end of all humanity via this device?
Global nuclear conflict leading to a full-scale nuclear war could result in devastating consequences, including widespread destruction, nuclear winter, and long-term environmental hazards, potentially rendering the planet uninhabitable for humans and many other species.
Now, for as much as I want to believe that this isn't going to happen, the fact is humans haven't gotten any more peaceful. Right now there's the war in Ukraine, the whole tension between China and Taiwan, not to mention the ongoing struggles in Palestine.
At this point, it's very possible that any of these wars could escalate into something much worse on a scale that we haven't seen since the nukes were first dropped.
I really hope Nostradamus was wrong with this one, but either way, I'm gonna go build a bunker somewhere just in case.
Yeah, me too. I hope I'm invited. Well, that was scary. Let's hope he was wrong about all of that.
Yeah, let's hope. As always, if there's a Nostradamus prediction for 2024 that we failed to mention in this video, feel free to let us know down in the comments.
I've been your host, James.
And I've been AJ with Most Amazing, and I'll catch you all in another video.